humans are more aware than they ever have been. That may not necessarily be a good thing, because although social issues are at the forefront, misinformation is as well. And with information and misinformation comes conflict. And while it comes with conflict in the physical world, I speak of the conflict within the mind and the soul. Because with social media, it is so much easier than any other time in human history to question yourself. Whether that be your diet, masculinity, femininity, net worth, car, movie taste, political beliefs, or values. And if that sounds like a lot, that's because it is. In the past, it was up to a person's family, friends, and self to question them. But now with the prominence and accessibility we have to public forums and platforms, anyone can question you and your life without ever talking to you. It's a lot, and that's not even putting into account the effect that widespread information has on our brains. Every day, we hear about a plethora of different subjects and beliefs, from a celebrity's favorite foods to the latest war crimes being committed, and then a million different takes with each news story. With all this information, it's very easy to get overwhelmed. It feels like there's nothing you can do to stop the endless amounts of things happening. Like you need to have an opinion for every single issue, choose a side, or be left in the dust and judged. Every video can start to feel like an affront to our souls, our values, and to our very identity. What can we, as individuals, do against the constant wave and current of information bombarding our lives and consciousness? It can all start to feel like too much. In the year 1970, Alvin Toffler and Adelaide Farrell released the book Future Shock. The book coined the term future shock, which according to Wikipedia is, the authors define the term future shock as a certain psychological state of individuals and entire societies. The shortest definition for the term in the book is a personal perception of too much change in too short a period of time. When too much change happens all at once, it's bound to overwhelm someone. But when all new technologies are introduced to the world, it's a matter of time before society feels overwhelmed. Wikipedia writes that he, referring to Alvin Toffler, argues that the accelerated rate of technological and social change leaves people disconnected and suffering from shattering stress and disorientation. Future shocked. Toffler stated that the majority of social problems are symptoms of future shock. In his discussion of the components of such shock, he popularized the term information overload. The book was written in 1970, predating social media by 27 years. Even back then, people felt information overload and future shock. This was when smartphones didn't exist and the public forum of the internet didn't exist. Now anyone with a phone can post their opinions online, and in some cases go viral, swaying masses of impressionable people. It can be easy as an individual to get caught in the current of information and feel overwhelmed and question the world around you and yourself. We are experiencing future shock and information overload at an unprecedented scale. Never before in human history has it been easier to hear someone's inner thoughts on a subject, or for someone to gain a platform to push any amount of information they would like to. The average person has way more access to each other than ever before. With this comes positives, but also negatives. And with every bit of information comes hundreds of internet users giving their takes on each individual thing. It makes me question if human beings were ready for this technology. Social media advanced at a rapid pace, not caring for the individual's psyche. And I don't believe I'm the only person who feels overwhelmed by the current state of the internet and social media. With the overindulgence of information entertainment, it's easy to start feeling disoriented and lost. While I haven't explicitly spoke about my own experience with this in this video, a lot of these are the feelings I share with others. I feel it can be very difficult to be an individual on social media. It feels like at most times of the day, some random person is telling me how I should think, act, and speak, and I hate to admit, it works. With new internet slang, my vocabulary changes. When I watch a movie, reviewers sometimes make me completely change my mind, and when people are mad at the same things as me, it makes me even angrier. A plethora of information enters my mind and I start to get lost in the current. And the worst part, I start to forget who I am. What beliefs are mine? And which are just random takes I heard on TikTok or Reels? What do I truly believe? Do I believe in things because I truly believe in them? or because the people I watch online and their audiences believe it. And I've seen how it affects others. Men who weren't insecure, now locked into the manosphere and feel they aren't man enough. Whether that be because of alpha male podcasters or fitness influencers who make them question their body image. And while I can't speak for women, I have to assume it's the same on the other side. People being shamed and judged for the way they live their lives and how their body looks. I've seen people's political opinions change and misinformation change their minds and values. I've seen people lose themselves, and that includes me. It's hard to know what to believe. It's easy to become swayed and start feeling ashamed of yourself, or go into an echo chamber that allows you to continue unhealthy behaviors and beliefs. Either way, you begin to lose yourself as well, and feel like you aren't you anymore. Or at the very least, be so overwhelmed and question yourself to the point you don't know who you are anymore. It's difficult to be yourself when you don't know who that you is. So, how can I learn to be myself, or learn who I am, when so many people tell me how to live my life? And the answer is more simple than it seems. First, you have to disconnect from all social media, or at the very least, take a break. Only through separating yourself from the endless information can you start to understand yourself. Take time to learn what's important to you. Take walks or observe your surroundings. Take genuine time to think and live your life. Aristotle says the ultimate value of life depends upon awareness and the power of contemplation rather than upon mere survival. Awareness doesn't just mean knowing about every news story and every single new take on the internet. Awareness is also being able to observe the world around you and form your own thoughts. To be aware is to learn about yourself and your environment. If you are unsure of who you are, start by learning about your values and writing them down. There are many values a person can hold, and those values are what influence your beliefs and make you, you. Examples of some common values are family, friendship, loyalty, honesty, and respect. Learn what matters to you. For me, a huge one is creativity. I love to create things like this video. If it's the same for you, go out and film nature. If you value your family, go hang out with your family and have quality time with them. Connect with your values. Because your life is about you. It's not about all the big topic issues. There's always a place to stand up for what you believe in and make change, but that's not all there is to life. Take time to focus on the little things. Stop and go explore nature. Smell flowers, climb hills, and listen to water. Notice the glimmering trees leave when they have sunshine flowing through their leaves. Notice how the wind makes subtle noises, how clouds move and change shape as time goes by. But more than anything, connect with yourself, contemplate, be mindful, and as a bonus, be kind to yourself. It's the little things that make big change. So learn about yourself, and through that, you learn about the world.